Bueno, muchísimas gracias. Es un súper honor estar aquí con ustedes y gracias por este gran premio. Y para mí, un nieto de un inmigrante, de familia inmigrante, es un súper honor estar aquí con ustedes. Y realmente no es, mi trabajo es como la obligación que todos nosotros tenemos a servir nuestra comunidad y nuestras familias, dar honor a nuestra historia. Muchísimas gracias. Let me say, because everyone knows I speak English, let me say, from Bora Heights, we spoke English, we spoke Spanish, we weren't quite sure what we were saying. But let me say to you, I want to say a few thank yous. And for all of you who are here tonight, I am so honored and so privileged and just want to embrace you and thank you for your support over the years and all the various battles and struggles that I've been involved in. I know a lot of them have not been popular, and I know some of them have brought you discomfort. And if in those days where I was a little younger, a little bit more hair, a little more enthusiastic, I was less than kind, a little too zealous. I want to say that I thank you for your patience, and I thank you for your continued support. Arturo, thank you for your leadership. You've been a great friend, and he deserves tremendous applause. You were probably one of the ones that I was a little too zealous with when I was the head of SCIU in Los Angeles. And we worked, yes, SCIU. Mike Garcia's here, the janitors are here. When we worked to fight against Proposition 187. And we worked side by side in that great effort. And you give me great honor to be here tonight because when you're a legislator, and everyone who's ever put their name up to ask for a vote from a community, from an organization, to ask for their acceptance of your offer of service, there's no greater honor than to be honored by your colleagues, to be honored by those who stand next to you, who will sit with you, who will deliberate, and who will vote. And so this is truly one of the greatest honors that I have ever received. To IME, I don't think they understand the importance, and I say this with all due respect both to President Fox and President Calderon, the importance of IME to us who live on this side of the border. Because for too long, we were divided by a border, and although our families came from Mexico as immigrants, mine came from Durango through the north to El Paso, and then to, of course, Barstow. That's how hard it was for my family that they came to Barstow looking for better opportunity. Of course, we found our way to Los Angeles. God bless my father. And thank the Army for moving us in this direction. But for us on this side, there was never an embracement of our community, never the full understanding of the Mexican diaspora and of the continuity that existed in our families. And so for some reason, once we crossed the border and went to Stevenson Junior High, we were no longer Mexicans, and we were not embraced on those visits that we took back to be with our family. And so we had the pride of our grandparents, the pride of our parents, but we didn't have that sense of belonging, and IME has created that bridge. IME is the puente for that. And that bridge is important because we are Americans, and we expect to be treated with all rights, duties, obligations as Americans. And as Americans, it's important for us to recognize that this is truly a nation of immigrants. Every politician loves to say that. Every time you see a convention, every time you see a big meeting, every politician wants to say that this is a great nation of immigrants. Until we have to talk about the immigrants who are here today, the future Americans, then we're not so keen on their status. And so Jane, Ariano, Let me say to you today that you truly are a great American. What you've done is such a great act of leadership and service, the collaboration that you built and the goals that you accomplished in your work with the Spanish language media. And I want to signal out the tremendous leadership for our community that we get from La Opinión, chronicling and laying out the issues that are so relevant in a very real way to our community. The Spanish language media has a different place in our society, not the same place that the shock jock radio has, and that Lou Dobbs and that Fox and MSNBC, and if I offended you, that was with all intention. Let me say to you that we heard from our mayor today some of the challenges that confront us in education, and we know that the challenges that confront us are real, but they're not challenges that are internal to us. It's not because we can't learn, we can't read, we can't write. All you have to do is look at any of the students who are DREAM Act students. Those who are brought here with no decision of their own, go to schools where they don't speak the language, overcome the greatest challenges and end up being the valedictorians, end up being the best and brightest of our communities. We can learn if we get the opportunity, sisters and brothers. And so let me talk about the opportunities that we should strive for today. I think immigration is the central issue for our community today. It is from that resolution of that question of whether or not America embraces us that we will have a solution to every other challenge that confronts us, whether it's in education, whether it's in government, if it's in business. Once we resolve that and become embraced, then we will have a resolution of all those problems. And so for us today, immigration is the greatest challenge, and I call upon the President to do all that he can to address this concern, to be with us as he is with the issue of health care. Give us timetables, give us benchmarks. Let us know that you respect and embrace what we did for you to make you the first African-American president, a son of an immigrant. Give us the DREAM Act and let us know our dreams can still be alive. End the moratorium and the raids that take place. And a raid, whether it's done in a factory or a schoolyard or done through an electronic verification, is still a raid. And if you are committed to immigration reform, then why would we want to separate families? Why would we want to disrupt the workplace? And why would we want to create division in our communities? Mr. President, we need timetables, and we need them now. We need benchmarks, and we need them now. Show us the promise of America is real. Show us that we can make the cost manageable for these families who only want to be Americans. And finally, let me say something to all of us. We need to be united in this effort, and we need to be united in all our enterprises. We need to support our small businesses. We need to support our organizations. We need to support Naleo, Arturo, and use all the resources that we have. And we need to support ourselves. When we see another Latino or Latina running for office, let's support them and unite behind them. When we see a Latino-owned small business, let's hire them. And when we see a young Latino student, let's give them that opportunity. And it's through that type of community that IME is beginning to create. Through that type of solidarity will we then be sure that we can organize ourselves, build the political strength to make sure that all of us are treated with the dignity and respect that we deserve. Thank you so much. You honor me so much. Thank you. God bless you. I love you much.